the color lavender. So lavender in my mind is a light purple, which is exactly what's in this paper pad by Recollections. Hello, my name is Nikki and I'm with Nikki's Scrapbooking Adventures. We are doing Through the Rainbow 2.0 and this month we're focusing on the color lavender, which is light purple. Beautiful color. You know, I picked up this paper pad because it was super cheap from Recollections, like $2 or $3. That's that Michael's Home brand, and typically it comes with 3 patterns of each, or 3 papers of each pattern, and I just took 1 page out of each of these patterns and I made a little kit out of it. And honestly, I think I'm going to break the kit up. Right now I'm too lazy to do that, so I'm just going to put it as a kit and move on. But I don't feel like these colors really go together. Just one more flip for you. It is not, like, this paper I don't really love, so it probably won't stay together. This paper reminds me of Maggie Holmes for some reason, and there's that lavender. But I was like, before I break this up and move it into my color section, I'm going to go ahead and make a layout of it. And lavender just isn't a color that we see very often, but it just happens to be the color of my cousin's wedding a while ago. So the pictures I think were printed in 2012, and I think they were printed in 2012. I don't know that that is when this wedding actually happened. But I am matting with purple, and I'm going to just leave the whole chunk in there. That's not a big deal. And then I took a 1/4 inch off this piece of paper, and then I was inspired by a layout by another YouTuber. I can't think of her name right now. If I figure it out, I'll list it down below. But what she did is she used the grid design with pattern paper behind it. And so that's kind of what I'm going to do. I took another piece of that lavender, and I cut it up into 3x3 squares. So then I can make a grid on top of my busy pattern paper. Now this grid, it's gonna kind of look like this. And it does have a pattern itself, which is absolutely okay. And then just like that. This pattern gets kind of covered, so it's not that big of a deal. But I'm really focusing in on that lavender color because that was the color of her wedding. So I'm going to flip this over for privacy reasons, but I also use the journaling card, and it's going to land kind of like that. And they're going to be off center, right? Or, you know, crooked on top of my 3x3 squares. And then this one is going to go right here, just like that. And then I'm taking a strip from the pattern paper that had the cut aparts. I'm going to land it right underneath here to anchor everything on there. And another strip to anchor everything. And 2 final pieces is a XOXO that's going to kind of underneath here, but go at the same angle as my photo. Notice that the 4x6 card is the same angle as the 4x4 photo, is the same angle as this, is the same angle, like they're all kind of the same angle. And then the last little piece I'm going to add is just a little bit of a flower that I fussy cut, because I just felt like this was kind of empty, so I'm just going to add it right there. Now, one thing you'll see in the close-ups at the end of this video is I am actually going to stitch around each of these circles, or excuse me, each of these squares. I just feel like this layout just kind of needs something. It needs a texture, and a good way to add texture is by stitching. So I'm just going to do a single stitch around each of the boxes, and if I can find a purple that matches, I'll use the lavender, or if I can just use white, I'll use white. Either color will work really well with this. So I will end up covering my photos in the close-ups, but if you want to take a look at what that stitching does to this layout, be my guest. Don't forget to check everybody else out who's playing with Through the Rainbow 2.0. This month it is the lavender color. I hope you have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.